Conor McGregor versus Logan Paul was not on my bucket list for 2025, especially in the first quarter of 2025, but it just says it all, really. It says it all about the direction of money in combat sports. It says it all about where the sport's going, and look, I believe this could happen. Now, genuinely, because Dana White made an announcement at a press conference, and I don't think the announcement he was alluding to was this. However, WWE, who Logan Paul is contracted to, competition wise, he's just signed a Netflix deal for WWE Raw. Whoever watches WWE, you're bizarre. However, McGregor is also under the UFC, and they're both owned by the TKO Sports bracket, right? They're both owned by the same company, obviously figureheaded by the same company. So look, contractually, this would not be difficult to get done. McGregor Mayweather was so many moving parts and components. Dana White had to be part of it. McGregor Sports and Entertainment had to be part of it. Showtime had to be part of it. The Mayweather Promotions had to be part of it. They all needed a slice of the cake, a piece of the pie. However, they knew how much money they'd all make, so eventually, after about 6 to 10 months, came together. McGregor came out on Twitter. He's been talking about it again today. He said, he's a big sloppy novice. I'm going to put him away, big sloppy novice, da 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 da. Why is he doing it? Why does he want to do it? Why does he want to box Logan Paul before then going back into the UFC? Probably because he knows he can't take another Cowboy Cerrone type of fight like he did a few years ago. So by doing this, it's like a big fight, a massive fight. Oh, he's shutting all these people up who think they can fight. That'll be his narrative. And then after being in competition, after being back in there, he will step in there, hopefully in the UFC. It realistically won't be till summer of 2025. And I just want to say this. McGregor has always said when he gets older, he will never stop competing. He will just recalibrate his competition. I'm worried that this is him doing that. I'm worried that this is his way out of the UFC. I'm worried that he'll have this fight with Logan Paul and say, look, give me the rest of these guys. I've completed the UFC. I've done everything that needs to be done in MMA. Boxing was his first love. Da, da, da. I'm really worried that this is the narrative he can swing from doing it. And if this does happen, I would like him to just come out and say it without he's like edging us at the moment. He's edging, oh, I'm coming back to the UFC. And then all of a sudden, oh, I'm boxing Logan Paul. Oh, I'm in early stages of talks with him. Oh, it's like when he was coming back after the Khabib fight. It was like April, May, 2019, and he was like, oh, I'm in early talks to box Manny Pacquiao. I'm going to box Pacquiao. And then all of a sudden he's booked for January. It's just against Cerrone. I think this time it's a lot easier of a deal to get done because, Dana White could make a fortune from this, and Dana White's launching a boxing promotion. And obviously Dana White said in 2025 he's going to take over boxing too. If this headlines his first boxing card, everyone on the prelims is going to get massive eyeballs, especially if they're up-and-coming talent. Maybe Callum Walsh as well, co-main event. There's a lot you can do with this. And obviously McGregor competing is all I want. I would love McGregor to just be back competing because it's fun to see his skill set and him competing, and he is a fantastic competitor. But maybe he's recalibrating his competition. Maybe he knows, look, I'm not where I once was. I'm not going to be where I once was. Let me just get out of the way and go fight Logan Paul. Now, I think Jake Paul is the much bigger fight, first of all, can I just say. I think Conor McGregor versus Jake Paul is one of probably the biggest fight either of them would ever have. Logan Paul, boxing ability-wise, is nowhere near the level of Jake Paul. He's much bigger than McGregor, though, in stature. Much bigger. So, obviously, if they're weighing in at light heavyweight or something, boxing, that'll be far too heavy for McGregor. They're going to have to meet in the middle, 185. They're going to make an absolute fortune from this. And the thing is, right, I got a lot of stick on TikTok for saying, oh, this is a massive fight. I say it's an absolutely massive fight. Logan Paul's one of the biggest internet personalities we've ever seen in the last few years. And McGregor's probably the most famous mixed martial artist and combat sports fighter of all time. He's almost got 50 million followers on Instagram, for God's sakes. And he only fought, I think, 14 times in the UFC. So, look, Conor McGregor is one of the people that got me into creating, having massive opinions on the sport, right? I've been watching the UFC for about 10 years, okay? And obviously that was about McGregor era was 10 years ago, and I was watching his come up, and I was thinking to myself, this guy's unbelievable. I started looking into Chael Sonnen, Verdum, all these old school guys, and watching Fedor's fights, and I'm now really knowledgeable on a lot of the older guys' fights as well. Chuck Liddell, Tito, a lot of the heavier guys as well. Watched a lot of Jose Aldo, Dominic Cruz, and all these people, right, that made the sport what it is. Conor McGregor obviously went above and beyond, and we all know that. I just feel like this is a massive slap in the face to everyone that supports him, because it's like, what is the decision making behind doing this? This is the type of thing you do after you focus and you dial in and you compete in the UFC again, You don't see Charles Oliveira going crazy, taking 2 years off, then saying, "Oh, I'm going to box before coming back," and that's one of the privileges McGregor has of being such a large, huge star. So now I'm very worried at the fact that this is him leaving the sport. This is him recalibrating his competition and retiring. So I believe this fight would happen in March or April. That would be my prediction. March, April, after the Christmas festivities. Give McGregor 8 to 12 weeks. Boxing match in April. The fact it's in India is very bizarre. I don't understand why they're doing it in India. I think the market out there realistically is to do with a sponsorship. Someone's obviously approached TKO, which is obviously the figurehead of the UFC and the WWE, saying, "Look, you guys own both these guys contractually. We want to sponsor an event where it's an exhibition bout where they both fight under the lights, maybe 8 to 10 rounds, probably 10 rounds it would be. McGregor versus Logan Paul will give the event 400 million. It'll be them trying to, they'll be seeing what Saudi Arabia is doing now, trying to bring something big to the Indian economy, getting more tourists over. That's the whole thing behind it. Now, here's the thing, okay? Here's the stick. If McGregor loses and gets knocked out, he's not going to go back to the UFC. He's betting on Logan Paul to be terrible. Now, boxing ability, he's terrible, but Logan Paul's an athlete. He doesn't like being hit. He shies away a little bit. He doesn't like fighting dirty. He likes keeping it. Logan's very strong, very aggressive. Not very aggressive. However, he's athletic. He's so athletic, and he's not abused his body with cocaine the past 5 years. That's the thing. He's had a child. This will be a fun thing for him to go in and do. McGregor will be coming in here needing to prove a point, needing to be like, yeah, look, I need to go in there and absolutely annihilate this man. But you can't talk like that when you've literally left the more dangerous and more difficult sport to box a YouTube star. Like, you can't talk like that. You can't trash talk being like, "I'm going to absolutely annihilate this man," when you literally are like, "Yeah, I'm not going to fight top level competition, I'm going to do this." If someone says, "McGregor, why are you doing this?" You'll say, "Yeah, for the fun." No. For the eyeballs, for the money. A fight with Logan Paul gets fucking 10 times the amount of views a fight with Michael Chandler gets. Maybe. But maybe not at the same time, because McGregor's huge. Any return he has is going to be massive. And I think he's doing I think it's a bit disrespectful to, and I can't believe I'm saying this. I think it's disrespectful to the fans, him fighting Logan Paul and not someone in the UFC. I would rather Conor McGregor beats Logan Paul, of course. I would rather he comes in and instead of beating Logan Paul, gets absolutely destroyed by a Chandler, by a Gaethje, by anyone at 155. Just so then he can go fight Logan Paul and be like, "Look, McGregor's fighting. This is fun. He's recalibrated his competition." Because now, if he wins, even if he beats Logan Paul, it'll be like, "Oh yeah, imagine what he would have done in the octagon." Or even if he goes and loses to Logan Paul, it'll be like, "Yeah, he never should have returned to the octagon." Or even if he loses, people will be like, "Oh, but imagine if it was in an octagon," then he just never returns and he's still, in people's minds, the top dog. It baffles me. It truly baffles me. I mean, I hope you guys understand what I've kind of just broken down for you. I'm thinking March or April in India. Conor McGregor versus Logan Paul. Stupid. Doesn't need to happen. A very bizarre, strange thing of events. I'd imagine the TKO bracket have been approached and offered sponsorship money from the Indian economy, and Dana White's thinking this would be the perfect way to boost the boxing promotion he's launching in 2025. So That would be my breakdown of that. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I just want to say Merry Christmas. I doubt this will be the last video before Christmas Day, but if it is, massive Merry Christmas to all of you. Hope you guys are doing well and keep training, keep working hard. Big things coming for the channel in the future, and I love you all. See you later, guys. Merry Christmas.